TitleMatchNetwork.com.
It's been 4 years in the making, I guess, since the last time.
I guess so.
Last time was Missy's
Where's
apartment.
Missy?
No, who knows and who cares?
She's upstairs.
Did I say that?
Exactly. I guess the last time we spoke, you were just getting started with wrestling Vixens.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with that?
Big mistake. Huge mistake. You know, at the time, it seemed like a good idea.
Right.
At the time, it seemed like a nice way to make a couple of quick paychecks. And it was at first. Don't get me wrong. See, it all started back when I was, I guess, 23. I was the first one to be offered Playboy.
Right.
Vince McMahon called me and said, "You need to come in. We have to have a talk." And I'm thinking, okay, I only have 2 days off the road. Can we talk over the phone? He goes, "No, I need to see you in person." So I'm thinking right away, I'm getting fired, right? So I go in there and I dress all in business clothes and I'm all nervous. And he sits me down. He goes, "Well, we've had a few phone calls." I'm like, what did I do?
Huh.
Who did I piss off? He goes, "No, Playboy called us." I was like, okay. He told me what their offer was, and it took me 5 minutes to say no just because I couldn't do it. First of all, my father would roll over in his grave because he just passed away a couple of years before that. And I wasn't ready. I was too young, just not mentally ready. So I said no. So when the whole Vixens thing came up, I figured, all right, I'm 27, 28 now. What the hell? You know what I mean? It's like, it seemed like the logical next step because I did everything else in this business. So, I did a couple photo shoots. Of course, they're trying to get me to do more than I was comfortable with, and I wouldn't do more than I was comfortable with. If anything, I was the prude on all the tapes. You have girls doing things with vegetables and fruit, and here I am, like,
Right.
covering stuff. I did as much as I could, and I couldn't do any more. Well, the guy who was like running the show, this turned out to be the biggest thief on the face of the earth. He wouldn't send checks when they were supposed to come. He said that the reason that he couldn't send a check is Missy had a ATM card to the bank account for the website, and she was macking out all the money, and there was no money to write checks. Missy was saying I was using the money. It was he said, she said the whole time. Finally, I said, you know what? I'm done. Not doing any more photo shoots. Send me some money, and we'll keep doing it. If not, forget about it. The guy goes, okay, I'll send you some money. I have your plane ticket booked for the next photo shoot. All right. Get my plane tickets. Don't get any money. So of course I didn't go. So he gets all pissed off at me, you didn't show up. I was waiting at the airport. I'm like, well, you didn't send money. I mean, when you work, you get money. It goes hand in hand. I said, what do you want me to do? He goes, well, I was going to send you a check next month. And basically I said, all right, I'm done. I'm out of here. I said, I want you to stop using me on the website. I want you to stop using everything because I haven't gotten paid in a while. I said, just be done with it. Of course, they still use me here and there, and I don't see a dime. So they're thieves.
Right.
And I hold Missy at fault for a lot of it. I really do.
I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts on Missy? Because the last time I actually seen you with Missy was at that convention in, where were we? Charlotte or something?
Right. Well,
which was hilarious.
I'll tell you the exact. Yeah. Why should I hold this back? I'll tell you the exact thing that made me break ties with Missy a few years ago. We were close. We were like sisters at one point. She had an apartment in New York, and I was living in Jersey, but I was spending every single weekend up in New York with her in her apartment. I had a key to the place, everything. So I'd spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday in New York, and then the rest of the week at home. Chris didn't care. He was like, all right, go have fun. You have a friend. It was a little apartment, and I'm asleep on the futon, and about 4 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, and there's Missy and some girl I've never seen before smoking crack. And I was like, what the hell is going on? I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I've never done crack, never smoked pot, never done coke, never done heroin. I'm not a street drug user. Yeah, I've taken some pills, prescription stuff. Maybe I overdid it. But the recreational stuff, I've never even tried. So I see somebody smoking crack, and I'm freaking out. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So in my pajamas, I grabbed my bag, got in my car, and drove home at 5 o'clock in the morning. She's saying she never does it. It was a one-time thing. I'm like, okay, but you don't do it right over my head while I'm asleep. That's disrespectful to me. Because who knows how long they were doing it, and I was breathing that shit in. I was pissed off. I mean, I've never even been around that stuff, ever. She got all defensive. I'm like, well, if that's what you're into now, I don't want any part of it. She's swearing at me that she's not into it. And so I'm thinking, okay, should I believe her, or should I think of myself and say, okay, well, if people are knowing that Missy Hyatt's smoking crack and Tammy's friends with her, 1 + 1 makes what? Tammy smoking crack with Missy. So that was it. I didn't talk to her I didn't even speak to her on the phone for like 2 years after that.
Wow.
I just completely cut ties, like clean. I had to.
Right. I
mean, I was already being called a crack addict on internet websites when I didn't do crack. What's happening if I'm hanging out with crack addicts? So not saying she's a crack addict, but I didn't want to be put in that position. I didn't want to have to defend myself for her.
Right.
So I stopped talking to her altogether.
Looking back on it now, do you regret doing wrestling Vixens? Totally. I mean, if you were paid on time and stuff like that, and it was a good business deal.
If I was getting still paid on time and everything was fine, no, I wouldn't have regretted it.
Okay.
The fact that they made a lot more money off of me than I made off myself, yeah, that's what I regret. I don't regret things I did on the website or on the DVDs because I did things that were more tame than Playboy.
Right.
I did. Even when it was a multi-girl photo shoot, they're doing all stuff and I'm just standing there covering myself, trying to, hide myself best I can. Other than that, like I said, if I was getting paid and I was getting the money I was supposed to get, no, I wouldn't regret it at all. I wouldn't, because I've never been ashamed of anything I've done, ever.
Was there anyone you ever refused to work with, and why?
Girls,
guys?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, usually, because Chris and I were the type of people that you told us what to do and we did it. No questions asked. If we didn't like it, we might have said, hey, we're not crazy about this, but we'll do it. But we still did it.
Focus right now.
Just started writing the book. Well, it's very in the beginning stages, but it's a good one.
Right.
I've written my outline. Oh, to see this outline, oh my God, it's just, yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's not gonna be like a Missy Hyatt book, I'll tell you that now. But so my focus is getting this book done. Hopefully by the end of the year, going back, get my ass in gear and back in sunny shape, like I said before.
Right. Which
is very doable, especially now, medication I need and busting my ass in the gym. Mentally, I'm happy because I have this boyfriend that just unbelievable, totally in love with him. So mentally, I'm in a really good place. So yeah, by the end of the year, I think it's very feasible. And I hope I do go back because then imagine how much bigger the book's going to be then.
Exactly.
An independent book or a WWE published book. I mean, come on. Of course, there's probably a few things I can't put in the book if it is from WWE published, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Is there anything you want to say to your fans that you haven't had, a chance to say in the last 4 years from our last interview? You've been through a lot and you're still here, which is a good thing.
Been through hell and back. Hey, that's a good title.
There you go.
Let's call it Sunny to Hell and Back.
Wow.
I've been to Hell and Back. Oh my God, that's a good title. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to, I don't know. I'll let everybody know everything, everything's cool. A lot of people have been worried about me. Don't worry about me. Everything's good. I'm in a good place. So.
RFID offices.
Huh?
You're in the RFID offices.
I'm in a great place right
exactly.
now. No, I'm in a good place. So, yeah, don't worry about me. Everything's good. I'm not suicidal. Never have been. Got my, my shit back together. Got my shit back on track. So it'll be a matter of time before you see me again.
It was really good being here today. And, thank you very much for this incredible interview.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Stay cool. If nobody knows right now, I do have a regular job. I'm in sales and I work at a New York sports club in New Jersey. Keeps me busy 5 days a week, anywhere from 8 to 14 hours a day. Keeps my mind off of things. I took the job because I needed to do something, keep my mind off of things. Best thing I could have done. Made a ton of friends in the gym, made a ton of friends that I work with. And there's a bunch of cops that work out in my gym. And one day, one of the cops, this guy, Jerry, says to me, I want you to meet my friend John. This is back in like November. I said, okay, tell me about him. He goes, well, he's a Jersey City cop. I'm like, oof, okay, I'm not crazy about cops. He's like, but he goes, he's cocky, he's arrogant, he's loud, he's obnoxious, he's crazy, he's a little bit of a psychopath. He's just like you. You're perfect for each other. And I was like, okay, he sounds just like me. Hook it up. Nothing happened. This was back in November. And then, January 14th, out of the blue, I get a phone call from Jerry. And he's like, hey, we're all out here. All of us cops went out tonight. It's guys' night out. And my friend John's here that I told you about. I'm like, okay. He goes, well, he wanted me to give you his phone number. I said, all right, give me the phone number. That night, I just texted the guy. I didn't call him. I just texted him back and forth. And then he called me. And for the following 3 days, we were on the phone 24 hours a day. Incredible conversation. Still didn't meet him. And basically, he's like, you want to come meet me Monday night? I have a football game. He plays football with a bunch of cops every Monday.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I'll come meet the guy. He sounds awesome on the phone. We can't get off the phone with each other. So go to the football game and say to myself, I hope he's not 400 pounds with one eye and no teeth because I really kind of like this guy.
Right.
Show up. He's not my usual type. He shaves his head. I usually don't like bald guys, but it works for him. Green eyes, 5'11", 235, muscular. I was like, okay, I didn't do too bad on this one. We became inseparable. It's been 5 amazing weeks. I'll probably spend the rest of my life with him. Probably. Ooh, scary. That's scary. But yeah, we have so much in common. It's just unreal. It's unreal.
TitleMatchNetwork.com